Hello, everybody. Welcome to the finale episode. 150 poems we've read from the 150 most famous poems. Things like showing up by Poetry House. So we read it all. I read it all. Now I got to decide what to do next. First things first, though, we'll go over the top 5 ones I enjoyed in these last 50. Flip my page around, see where I'm at. So these are not again in any order, just these are the 5 that I enjoyed the most of them all. Fog was the first one here by Carl Sandburg. I think I just liked it was short and sweet and it was just a quick picture. I'm sure like most of these poems there's way more to it, but that's what I got out of it so far. So I like that little image that it made, just the fog sitting over the city. I used to live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and there's lots of fog there. So you see it quite a bit. 2, Death is Nothing at All by Henry Scott Holland. And this was just the idea that just because somebody died, they're not gone, they're still with you. I mean, as long as you can remember them and think of those times, good or bad, whatever floats your boat in that department. But what did I write here? Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same that it ever was. So, you know, things, obviously that person's gone, but things aren't changed. You're still living your life, and you have those memories. So that's why I like that one. I picked A Grain of Sand by Robert W. Service. That was just cool to see somebody writing about the possibility that there's life on other planets. This guy was, I think he died in the 50s maybe or something. I know that's not that old, but to see it in poetry stand out like that, it was different. So yeah, I really like that Grain of Sand by Robert Service. Number 4, Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds, Sonnet 116. I mean, you got to pick a Shakespeare, right? It wouldn't be proper to have them in there with 7 of them and not count any of them. I really enjoy them. The idea too that love is something that doesn't shake, it doesn't get rubbed. I like what do you say? That looks on tempests and is never shaken. Just, I don't know, it's a good image, I guess, to me. I thought of. And finally, Oh Me, Oh Life by Walt Whitman. The whole thing was great, but when it comes through the things that he's going through in the first section, and then we hit the answer, of course, we get the that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse, or sorry, that you are here, that life exists, and identity, you know, like, you're here. You got 100 years if you're lucky, somewhere in that 70 to 100 year range, and what are you going to do with it? Sit there like the people in the beginning, and your complaints and your, I don't know what you call it, the things you regret, I guess. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff he goes over in the first little section there. You know, I got only myself to blame for who I am and where I'm at. But at the end, he's like, you know, you're here. You got a chance. Why not? Do something with it. And that was those 5. So that's probably the top 5 I liked out of that. There was also, I'm going to mention a few more here that I really enjoyed, like all 3 by the Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Sorry. I Love You, Life Scars, Solitude. All 3 of them were great. I Love You just reminded me I used to like to drink a lot of rum and cokes back in the day. Don't do that no more, but it was always fun, and it reminded me of how that kind of captured that idea, that feeling, I guess, of being drunk. Not drunk, but feeling it. Life Scars and Solitude, that there's good and bad. You got to take the good with the bad. You know, you can't, it's not all good. There is other things, right? Sometimes you got to do it by yourself, and I don't know. It was a great poem anyway, all 3 of those. Another one that stood out was Daffodils. Was going to include it in the 5, but didn't quite make it. But I noticed, though, I was watching The Expanse, and I believe it's Alex character. Alex is the character. He refers to the XO in the very beginning of the show. It's not a spoiler. He's walking around in some dirt from being space crazy. But later on, a few episodes later, whatever this episode is, Alex mentions that the XO is talking about dirt and daffodils. And I think the daffodils is like this poem. It's just an image that he has in his head to bring him some security, some safety that he feels from that vision. I think that's a mention to it. I don't know for sure, though, because daffodils was pretty specific. what else do we have here? That was William Wordsworth's poem, by the way, Daffodils. I wrote here, a vision to carry to lift your spirits. So, you know, it's kind of what it was. It was a pretty neat little poem, too. What else have I got written here? What to do next? Well, I'm still, like I said at the end of the last poem, don't know what to do next. So I think I'm just going to keep doing these, and maybe I'll do one tomorrow. I took a day or two off, time to get back at her. And I'm going to read another poem too, actually, that I found today. This is just, we'll add it, we'll call it 151. I was just going through some of the stuff that I've done, and this was written in here. It's called Flight 1, and it's by someone named Gwendolyn McEwen. I don't know, I found this in high school, I think I read this. Anyways, it stuck with me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. We are flying at an unknown altitude and an incalculable speed. The temperature outside is beyond words. If you look out your windows, you will see many ruined cities and enduring seas. But if you wish to sleep, please close the blinds. My navigator has been ill for many years, and we are on automatic pilot. Regrettably, I cannot foresee our ultimate destination. Have a pleasant trip. You may smoke, you may drink, you may dance, you may die. We may even land one day. And that was Flight 1 by Gwendolyn McEwen. I'm going to leave it there, because I think that's a great poem, too. So, we're at 151, plus a couple little extras that I salted in there. If you've seen any of these, thank you for listening. And hopefully we'll get some more up for you. I hope you all have a great day. So long.